Hi, in this video, I will explain the different stages of SystemC. As shown in this diagram, there are three different stages: an elaboration stage, a cleanup stage, and execution stage. The three different stages are separated by the sc_start function. Before sc_start is elaboration stage, and after sc_start is cleanup. Upon encountering sc_start, SystemC simulation kernel will take over the charge, and it enters the execution stage, which is further divided into two substages, an initialization stage and a simulation stage. Initialization stage happens in the very beginning to initialize the SystemC modules, to do the port binding, etc. Within the simulation stage, it has three different sub-steps: an evaluation step, an update step, and a step to advance time. Evaluation step is where the SystemC simulation kernel will trigger different simulation processes, run some statements. Afterwards, it will update the value and will check if there are pending simulation processes in the future. If yes, it will advance the time to execute the next simulation process. Otherwise, it will end the execution phase. Upon returning from sc_start, we enter the cleanup stage, which can do some post-processing cleanup, for example, close, open file, etc. And this is the end of the program. Now let's take a look at an example of simulation stages. By the way, there are also four callback functions which are called by the simulation kernel at different stages, and where you can have your own code inserted. Those functions are listed here. The first one is called before end of the elaboration. It is called after the construction of the module hierarchy. A second one is called end of the elaboration. This is called at the very end of the elaboration phase. A third one is called at the start of the simulation, and the last one is called when the simulation finishes. Here is an example. We first define a SC module. The stage module has a constructor, which is called during the elaboration phase. It will print to console a message. We also define a destructor function, which is called during the cleanup stage. The module also has a thread, which is registered to the simulation kernel using sc_thread. Within the thread methods, there are two portions of code. One is called during the initialization stage. The other one is a while loop, which is called at the runtime during the simulation stage. Within the thread method, we also insert an sc_stop function. The purpose of this line is to end the simulation after two iterations. Here we also customize the four callback functions: before end of elaboration, start, and end of simulation. In the main function, we first create an object of the stage class. Afterwards, we give the control to SystemC simulation kernel. The simulation finished when sc_start returns. When running the example, we get the results below. We first enter the elaboration stage at time 0, where all the constructors are called. Afterwards are the two callback functions, before end of elaboration and end of elaboration. After elaboration stage is the simulation stage. First, simulation kernel triggers the callback function, start of simulation. Afterwards, it enters the initialization stage. After initialization, the SystemC simulations runs. Within this stage, the simulation processes are called repeatedly until it stops. Finally, destructor functions are called during the cleanup stage and the program returns. Okay, hope this video is useful to you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.